My name is Isabella Moretti. I am 41 years old, and my life has never been easy. Every morning, I wake up before the sun rises, push away the cold, and prepare for another long day. My hands smell of coffee and cleaning soap. My feet ache before the day even begins. I tell myself I am strong, but strength does not stop the pain. I live one day at a time between 2 jobs and endless bills. And yet, deep inside, I still dream of something better. Every morning, I go to my first job working in a cafe. After that, in the evening, I go to my second job cleaning offices until midnight. My feet hurt badly from standing and walking for so many hours each day. My heart also feels tired. I work very hard every day, but life is still full of problems. One day, my boss at the cafe shouted at me very loudly. A customer had complained, and I felt it was unfair. Later that day, I saw my mother at home. She was carefully counting every coin, trying to find enough money. She needed them to pay the electricity bill for our house. Seeing this made me feel very angry at my situation. I felt helpless. That night, I made a very important decision. I wanted a future that was safe and full of good things. I wanted a rich husband. I wanted this not just for money, but for true security. I wanted a life where I would not fear what tomorrow would bring. I searched for the richest families living in the city. One family's name appeared again and again in my search results. This name was the Lawrence. They had a huge business. The Laurent family had only one son. His name was Adrien Laurent. Adrien was handsome. I decided to make a plan. First, I looked at my savings. It was not much money, but I knew what I had to do. I found a beautiful, expensive dress. I also bought a ticket for a charity gala. This event was for the richest people in the city. When I arrived, many people were there. Then I saw a tall man standing near the flowers. It was Adrien Laurent. My heart beat fast. This was my chance. I walked closer to him, and my shoulder touched his arm. My drink spilled onto his expensive black suit. I said, "Oh no, I am so sorry." I made my face look worried. Adrien turned to me. He did not look angry. He looked at his wet suit, then at me. He smiled and said, "It is all right. These things happen at parties." He did not seem like the other rich men who looked at me with cold eyes. His smile was warm. We talked about the gala, about the music, and other small things. Adrien was easy to talk to. He listened to my words. He did not look away. This was not what I expected from a rich man. We stood there for a long time talking and laughing. The party started to end. People began to leave. Adrien looked at me and said, "It was very nice to meet you. Perhaps we could talk again." My heart jumped. This was it. This was the moment. I said yes. I would like that very much. Adrien asked for my phone number. I gave it to him. My plan was working perfectly. Adrien and I started to go on many dates. Sometimes he picked me up in a big car. He took me to very nice restaurants. He was very kind. Adrien looked at me in a special way, like I was important to him. I had never felt this way before. With Adrien, I felt safe. Every date, my feelings for him grew stronger. My plan about finding a rich husband began to feel less important. I liked Adrien very much. This made me feel a little scared. I often told myself, "Remember your goal, Isabella." But my heart did not listen to my head. I felt a new softness in my chest when I was with him. I felt truly happy. One evening, Adrian said, "Isabella, I want you to meet my family soon." I kept smiling, but inside I felt very scared. I knew about his mother. Her name was Madame Laurent. People said she was a very strong and powerful woman. She did not like people who were not from her world. She did not like outsiders. The thought of meeting her made my hands cold. The weekend came quickly. Adrian drove me to his family's home. It was a very big house. I felt a little nervous as we walked in. I held Adrian's hand tightly. Madame Laurent was a cold woman. She said, "It is nice to meet you, Isabella." I tried to smile back, but it felt hard. I could feel her looking at me, judging me. Madame Laurent asked me many questions. She said, "What do you do for work, Isabella?" I told her that I worked 2 jobs, one in a cafe and one cleaning offices. She looked at me with cold eyes. It made me feel like I had said something wrong. Then she made other comments. She said, "People from simple backgrounds find it hard to understand our way of life." Then she asked me, "Do you feel comfortable in a house this big, Isabella?" My heart broke. I felt like the girl who cleaned offices, not the woman Adrian liked. I just wanted to hide. I knew Madame Laurent did not like me. I knew she did not think I was good enough for her son. Adrian tried to talk about other things, but his mother only wanted to talk about me and my life. He looked a little sad, but he did not stop her. Later that night, I was in my room. I heard voices from the next room, Adrian's room. Madame Laurent was talking to him. She said, "Isabella is not for you. She only wants our money. You must see it, Adrian." My heart felt heavy when I heard those words. I knew she was thinking about my plan. I knew she could see through my act. I wished I could just disappear. Madame Laurent did not trust me. She believed I only wanted her family's money. So, she decided to find out the truth. She hired a private investigator to look into my life. They looked at my bank accounts, my jobs, and where I lived. They found out that I had 2 jobs, working hard for very little money. They learned about my family's money problems. The investigator found out about my plan. They found out I had chosen Adrian. One afternoon, Madame Laurent called Adrian to her house. There were many papers and photos. These were all the secrets from my life. Madame Laurent showed the photos to Adrian. She told him that I had planned everything. Adrian looked at the photos. He did not say anything for a long time. He did not defend me. He did not say that his mother was wrong. I knew that some of the things Madame Laurent showed Adrian were true. I had made a plan, and now everyone knew it. After that day, Adrian stopped calling me. He said he was busy or that he had a lot of work. He canceled our dates. He said he could not meet me. I understood what was happening. Madame Laurent had shown Adrian the truth, and now he was pulling away. One night I received one last message from Adrian. It said, "I need time. Please understand." I knew what it meant. It was the end. My eyes were full of tears. I felt sad. I felt alone. This sadness was not because I would not have money or a rich life anymore. My sadness was for Adrian. I had lied to him from the beginning. I had used him for my plan. Now I saw how wrong that was. I felt ashamed of myself. I felt foolish for thinking that lies could bring real happiness. Lies brought pain, not joy. At first, I only wanted a rich husband for security. But with Adrian, My feelings became very real. I was in love with him. I realized love was more important than money. I wanted a life without fear, but I lost my honesty to get it. I lost Adrian. One afternoon, I saw a man waiting outside the cafe. It was Adrian. He looked tired. He looked like he had not slept well for a long time. He said, "I am very sorry, Isabella. I was scared of my mother. I was scared of the truth she showed me, and I was scared of losing you." I looked at him. I had to tell him everything. I said, "Yes, Adrian. I had a plan. I wanted a rich husband. My life was hard, and I wanted a secure future. But then I met you, and I fell in love with you. That was not part of my plan, but it happened." Adrian said he needed more time to trust again. He understood my reasons, but the lie still hurt him. I told him I understood. I also needed more time to become the honest person I wanted to be. I walked home slowly after we talked. I did not know what would happen next with Adrian, but I knew I no longer wanted a rich husband. I wanted a rich life full of honesty, true feelings, and real love. Thank you for listening to my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and share it with friends who are also learning English. Your support helps me bring more stories for you. See you in the next one.